Chosen one, listen carefully. The 30th of August is not just another date on the calendar, it is a divine appointment set before the foundations of the world. It carries a weight that ordinary days cannot hold. On this day, the invisible will press into the visible, and the course of your life will be marked forever. Do not mistake it for chance. Do not reduce it to a passing moment, because the 30th of August is the day when heaven declares, your waiting is over, the season of silence has ended, and the gates of release are opening before you. For so long you have walked through days that felt unexplained, delays that made no sense, closed doors that seemed to shut just as you reached them, seasons where all you could do was hold on by faith. To the world, it looked like inactivity, but in truth, every moment was preparation. And now, that preparation is about to meet its appointed time. Heaven whispers, I have not abandoned you. I was shaping you for this very hour. The 30th of August is not about more delay. It is about breakthrough, release, and the unveiling of what was hidden. This day will not simply change your circumstances. It will shake your spirit awake. It will be a holy shock, a divine disruption, a sudden shift that makes you realize every tear, every quiet battle, every step of faith you took in the dark was leading here. The 30th of August is not the end of your story. It is the ignition of a new chapter, the moment when all that has been promised collides with reality. And when that moment comes, you will know beyond all doubt that heaven itself has declared, now is the time. Chosen one, if you know the 30th of August is your divine appointment, declare it now in faith. Comment. 777. My season of silence is over. I receive God's breakthrough. By writing it, you proclaim every delay was preparation, and now heaven's gates of release are opening. The 30th of August is not random. It is not an accident on the timeline of your life. It is a divinely orchestrated day when preparation collides with opportunity and the unseen becomes visible. Every delay, every redirection, every moment when doors closed was not rejection, it was alignment. Heaven has been setting the stage, moving pieces behind the curtain, arranging people, resources, and opportunities so that on this day, nothing will be out of place. What felt like stagnation was actually strategy, and what looked like silence was the sound of heaven working in secret. As C.S. Lewis writes in Letters to Malcolm, chiefly on prayer, there is no neutral ground in the universe. Every square inch, every split second is claimed by God and counterclaimed by Satan. This truth underscores that every moment of your waiting was not idle, but a battleground where God's divine strategy was securing your alignment for the breakthrough of the 30th of August. Chosen one, this day carries the weight of divine timing. It is not coming too early, and it is not arriving too late. It comes precisely now because you have been refined enough to carry what is about to be released. If it had come before, you would not have been ready to hold it. If it came later, the impact would not be the same. The 30th of August has been chosen because the appointed moment has finally met the prepared vessel you. The significance of this day is that it is not merely about receiving something new, it is about stepping into the fullness of who you are. It is a divine announcement that the waiting season was not wasted, but was building you, shaping you, and strengthening you for this very release. The 30th of August is heaven's way of saying, the time has come, and nothing can stop what has already been written. Chosen one, do not underestimate the weight of the season you have just walked through. What looked like silence, delay, and even abandonment was in fact the most crucial preparation of your life. Many mistook your stillness for inactivity, but you know the truth, your spirit was being trained in ways the eye could not see. Every moment of waiting was shaping your endurance. Every unanswered prayer was sharpening your discernment. Every door that closed was redirecting you toward the door that truly belonged to you. Nothing was wasted. Think of how a seed remains hidden beneath the soil for a time. To the outside world, it looks lifeless, forgotten, buried. But in truth, The unseen process beneath the surface is what allows the seed to one day break through and bear fruit. That has been your story. While others judged you by appearances, heaven knew you were not buried, you were being planted. And on the 30th of August, the first shoots of that hidden planting will break into the light. The battles you fought in secret were not in vain. Every time you chose faith over fear, patience over panic, integrity over compromise, you were adding weight to your foundation. You were being built into a vessel that could not be shaken when the release finally came. Even your tears became prayers, watering the soil of destiny. The loneliness you endured refined your ears to hear the whisper of God more clearly. The disappointments that cut deep were, in fact, divine protections, saving you from paths that would have fractured your calling. Chosen one, preparation is never glamorous, but it is always necessary. This hidden season was not punishment, it was promotion in disguise. And now, the God who saw you in the secret place is about to reward you in the open. The 30th of August will prove that your unseen obedience has produced visible power. The waiting is over. The training is complete. The stage is set. Chosen one. What will mark the 30th of August is not simply that something good arrives, but that it comes in a way no one, including you, could have predicted. This is not going to be the kind of blessing that you see forming step by step, one clue after another, leading you toward a conclusion you could reason out. No, this will be a divine interruption. A holy surprise that reminds you heaven's creativity is infinitely greater than your imagination. It will arrive in such a way that you will say, "I never thought it could happen like this." This shock is necessary because if it came in the form you expected, you would have already tried to control it, plan for it, or even reduce it to the size of your own logic. But the divine is not interested in fitting into your expectations. It is determined to exceed them. That is why certain doors closed suddenly. That is why opportunities you thought you wanted slipped through your hands. Those denials were not failures, they were protection, clearing space for what is about to appear in a form you could not have scripted. Even in the days leading up to the 30th of August, you may begin to sense the atmosphere shifting. You may notice unusual currents in your spirit, restlessness without explanation, a sudden urge to finish projects you had abandoned, a desire to clear your environment, or even unexpected conversations that feel strangely significant. Pay attention to these whispers. They are not coincidences. They are signals that your spirit is syncing with the manifestation that is approaching. Heaven often whispers before it speaks loudly, and these small signs are the prelude to the shock. But understand this clearly. The shock will not only come from the outside world, it will strike your inner world even more powerfully. On that day, something inside you will shift forever. You will see yourself differently, not as one waiting for approval, but as one appointed, chosen, and released. You will realize that all the unseen battles, every tear you cried when no one was watching, every time you refused to give up even when surrender seemed easier, those moments were not wasted. They were the hidden investments that made this holy surprise possible. Chosen one, let the shock come. Do not resist it. Do not shrink back, and do not try to force it into a familiar shape. Let it overwhelm you. Let it prove to you that heaven's timing is precise, heaven's plans are higher, and heaven's creativity is beyond anything you could design. The 30th of August is not just about blessing, it is about revelation, and that revelation will leave you in awe. Chosen one, the 30th of August will not only deliver something to you, it will reveal something within you. This day will act like a mirror, showing you the truth of who you have become after the seasons of refining. You will look back and realize that none of the nights spent in tears, none of the battles fought in silence, and none of the sacrifices made in faith were wasted. Every hidden struggle has carved strength into your spirit, and every unanswered question has sharpened your discernment. On the 30th of August, the reflection of your true self will stand before you, undeniable and radiant. This mirror does not lie. It will show you that you are no longer the person who lived in fear of the unknown. It will reveal that you are not the same one who used to measure worth by external approval. Instead, it will reveal a warrior, tested and proven in the quiet places, one who can stand steady under the weight of blessing. When you see what happens on the 30th of August, you will understand that the process was never about punishing you. It was about forming you into the version of yourself that could hold what is now being released. And here is the divine mystery. The very things you once prayed would be taken away, the delays, the rejections, the closed doors, will suddenly make sense. They will appear in the mirror not as failures, but as protectors. What you thought was loss was actually preservation. What looked like denial was in fact redirection. The mirror of the 30th of August will not only reveal what is coming, it will explain why certain things never came before. Chosen one. Approach this day with open hands and an open heart. Do not cling to rigid expectations of how it should appear. If you attempt to force the blessing into the shape of your imagination, you will miss the fullness of what heaven has prepared. Release control and let the mirror show you the truth. You are ready, you are refined, and you are positioned. The 30th of August will prove that the version of you standing now is stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. It will be a holy unveiling, both of your destiny and your identity, and once you see it, you will never again settle for less than the fullness of what belongs to you. Chosen one, do not mistake the 30th of August as a single moment to be enjoyed and then forgotten. This day is not an isolated spark. It is the ignition of a sequence, the unlocking of a door that has been sealed for years. Once it opens, the flow will not stop. Think of a great gate standing firm against the pressure of rushing waters. For a long time it seemed immovable. But when the appointed key finally turns, the gate swings open and the flood cannot be held back. That is what the 30th of August represents for you. It is not a passing blessing. It is the beginning of momentum that will carry into every area of your life. In the days following, you may feel as if the atmosphere itself has shifted. Opportunities that once moved slowly will suddenly accelerate. Conversations that seemed insignificant will lead to doors opening wide. People who have been silent will speak up with offers, support, or words of confirmation that change your next step. Financial pathways that looked blocked will suddenly reveal openings. What begins on the 30th of August will multiply, like a seed that immediately finds fertile soil and begins to spread roots and branches. But with this flow comes responsibility. The shock of August, the 30th of May, lift you into awe, but it is your grounded spirit that will keep you steady as the current quickens. Some people freeze when a breakthrough comes, overwhelmed by the speed of change. Others scatter their energy in every direction, diluting their impact. You must do neither. You must stand firm, receive fully, and then move forward with clarity. The acceleration that follows this day is not meant to confuse you, but to clarify you. Remember, chosen one, heaven does not release waves of blessing only for a moment of thrill. It releases them to set a new rhythm in your life. This rhythm will require you to discern quickly, act decisively, and trust deeply. You have been trained for this, those seasons of limited information, those moments where you had to walk by faith and not by sight. They were not accidents, they were rehearsals for this very flow. The 30th of August is not the peak of your story. It is the trigger point for a chain of divine events. Once the door opens, it will not close again. The light that floods in will not retreat. The rhythm that begins will establish itself as the new normal. Step into it fully, chosen one, for the flow has already begun. Chosen one, when the 30th of August arrives, the impact will not be confined to one part of your life. This divine shock will ripple outward, touching every sphere: your finances, your health, your relationships, and even the clarity of your calling. What begins as a spiritual ignition will translate into tangible changes that cannot be ignored. Heaven does not release a shift of this magnitude to remain hidden. It manifests in ways both seen and unseen, practical and supernatural. In your finances, expect alignment where there was once struggle. Provision will appear through channels you could not have predicted. Opportunities that had been invisible will suddenly become clear, dormant ideas will spring to life, and support will arrive just when it is needed. This is not about luck or random chance. It is the fruit of alignment. The work you sowed in faith during the waiting season will now yield a return. Debts may dissolve, investments may multiply, and streams of income that align with your purpose will flow steadily. Yet this financial increase is not only for comfort, it is for stewardship. You will be entrusted with resources to advance your calling, to bless others, and to carry influence responsibly. In your health and vitality, the release of the 30th of August will act like fresh wind. Emotional burdens that once weighed down your body will lift, and you will feel renewed strength. Sleep may come easier, energy will rise, and even chronic struggles may shift as stress is broken off your spirit. Physical healing and spiritual restoration will intertwine, proving that when heaven aligns, the whole person is touched, body, soul, and spirit. This is not temporary relief, but a sustainable recalibration, equipping you with the stamina to walk into your next season. In your relationships, shifts will be undeniable. Some connections will deepen in ways you never thought possible, becoming sources of mutual encouragement and strength. Others may fade quietly, not because of conflict, but because they no longer align with your rising frequency. This is natural. As your energy elevates, your circle will adjust. You will draw to yourself people who match your destiny, those who inspire, challenge, and celebrate without envy. Bonds once fractured may be restored, while others will close permanently because their season is complete. Every shift will serve your growth. Most importantly, in your calling and purpose, the 30th of August will bring radical clarity. What once felt vague or out of reach will suddenly crystallize. Your skills will be recognized, your voice will carry weight, and doors of influence will open without you forcing them. You will move with a new confidence because you will know you are not guessing anymore, you are aligned. Your work, whether in career, business, ministry, or creative expression, will expand under heaven's breath. The shock of the 30th of August is not about adding small changes to your life. It is about positioning you fully in the lane of your destiny. Chosen one, finances, health, relationships, and calling are not separate threads. After the 30th of August, they will weave together into one tapestry of alignment. This is the comprehensive impact of divine timing. Nothing will remain untouched. Chosen one, when the shock of the 30th of August arrives, it will not simply be a gift placed in your hands, it will be a mantle laid on your shoulders. Heaven never releases blessings without responsibility. The increase that comes will not only lift you, it will assign you. You will not just receive, you will be commissioned. This is why the preparation has been so long and so intense, because what is coming is not about indulgence, but about stewardship, leadership, and divine mission. The first responsibility is to guard what has been given. Blessings have weight, and opportunities carry responsibility. Not everyone can see the value of what you carry, and not everyone will celebrate it. Some will envy, some will misunderstand, and some will even try to drain what you've been given. Do not waste your energy explaining yourself. Protect your focus, protect your energy, protect your vision. What has been entrusted to you is not for debate, it is for execution. The second responsibility is to multiply, not to hoard. Every divine gift carries a seed within it. The financial opening that arrives must be stewarded, invested, and allowed to grow, not squandered on vanity. The opportunities that appear are not for your ego, but for your impact. The relationships that deepen are not just for comfort, but for collaboration in advancing what heaven has assigned. Ask yourself with every blessing, what is the seed inside this gift? How can this multiply to bless not just me, but others? When you live with that posture, your increase will not only sustain itself, it will expand. The third responsibility is to walk in authenticity and courage. The 30th of August will reveal a new dimension of who you are. Do not shrink back into the old patterns of waiting, doubting, or apologizing for your calling. You no longer need to beg for permission to be who you are. You are stepping into a divine appointment, and the authority you carry will make it clear that you were chosen for this moment. Others will look to you as a reference point, a living testimony of what divine alignment looks like. Carry that with humility, but also with boldness. Heaven did not raise you up to stay silent. Finally, your greatest responsibility is gratitude. Gratitude is the safeguard of blessing. It keeps your heart aligned, your spirit open, and your energy in the right posture to receive even more. Entitlement kills momentum, but gratitude multiplies it. Let your first response to every new door, every new provision, every new revelation be thankfulness. Gratitude does not just honor the gift, it preserves it. Chosen one, after the shock, your mission is clear. To live not as one who merely received, but as one who carries, to steward, to multiply, to lead, to inspire, and to give. The world will see the evidence of the 30th of August in your life, but heaven will look to see what you do with it. And when you rise to the responsibility, you will discover that the true miracle of this day is not what you receive, but what you become. Chosen one, the 30th of August is not just a day, it is a spiritual landmark, a point on the map of your destiny that will forever divide your life into before and after. Some moments pass quietly into history, forgotten with time, but there are other moments that heaven inscribes into eternity, moments that shift the trajectory of your path and leave an imprint on your soul that can never be erased. The 30th of August is one of those moments. It is not a coincidence. It is not a chance. It is divine timing in its purest form, and when it arrives, you will know it was written long before you walked into it. This day is not the culmination of your story, but the unveiling of a new chapter. It will feel like a climax, but in truth, it is the beginning. Many will look at you and think, this is the peak. But you will know deep within that this is simply the first step of an unfolding sequence that heaven has orchestrated. The 30th of August is ignition, not conclusion. It is the spark that lights a fire meant to burn for the rest of your life, and even beyond your lifetime, leaving ripples that will touch generations after you. When this day arrives, you may sense the atmosphere itself has changed. The air will feel lighter, conversations will carry a new weight, and people will look at you with a recognition they cannot fully explain. Some will be drawn to you, unable to resist the new authority you carry. Others will distance themselves, unable to withstand the intensity of your energy. Do not be surprised. This is the natural effect of elevation. The light that rises in you will both attract and expose, and both responses are part of the design. The eternal significance of the 30th of August lies not only in what happens to you, but in what happens through you. The blessings that unfold will not stop with your life. They will become a foundation for others. Your faith will inspire their faith. Your breakthrough will open their imagination, and your testimony will serve as proof that divine timing is real. In this way, the 30th of August will echo far beyond its 24 hours. It will become a generational marker. But you must remember, a landmark is not built by human effort alone. It is established by heaven. This means no power on earth can erase it, and no opposition can undo it. The 30th of August is secured in eternity. From this point forward, you will walk differently, speak differently, and live differently, because once heaven marks a day, it also marks the person who receives it. Chosen one, hold this truth close. The 30th of August is not just about receiving a gift. It is about becoming the evidence of divine alignment. You are stepping into a rhythm where delay gives way to flow, where waiting gives way to fulfillment, where questions give way to certainty. From this landmark forward, you will never again doubt whether you were seen, chosen, and appointed. The evidence will be undeniable, and the impact will be eternal.